Do you want to teach your toddler their body parts but aren't quite sure where to start? Teaching body parts is a fun and essential milestone for young toddlers because it helps them with their language development, with their body awareness, and their overall learning. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some simple yet effective and fun strategies in order to help you teach your toddler their body parts. Hey everybody, my name is Ashley, also known as Ashley OT. I am a pediatric occupational therapist, and this channel is all about providing you with the tools and strategies needed in order to help your little one thrive in their earliest stages of child development. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe. So let's dive in first into talking about why learning body parts is even important. Well, first of all, it teaches your child about language development. Identifying body parts actually helps your child to build their vocabulary. Words like nose, eyes, ears are some of the first nouns that your toddler probably will learn. Learning body parts also helps your child with self and body awareness. This is important because it helps your child to start understand what's going on with their own body, and it also helps them to build more confidence and independence. Another reason why teaching a toddler their body parts is so important is because it lays the foundation for future skills. So this is going to help your child when it comes to understanding things like dressing or bathing, and it's also going to help your child communicate to you if they ever feel pain or if they feel discomfort. So now that you know why teaching body parts is so important, let's talk about when you should even start teaching your child about body parts. So you can actually start teaching your child about body parts as early as 6 to 9 months. It's around this age that you're going to start seeing babies explore their body parts even more. So you may see something like your baby grabbing their feet, or your baby touching their face, or your baby bringing their hands to their mouth. Now between 12 to 18 months is when your child should start identifying body parts. So for example, if you say, "Where's your nose?" then they may point to it. And between the ages of 2 to 3, most toddlers can start to identify and name their body parts more independently. So now let's dive into some fun and effective strategies to teach your toddler about their body parts. The first thing you can do is sing songs about body parts. So some of the most popular and most classic songs such as Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes, or If You're Happy and You Know It, Clap Your Hands. These are very fun foundational songs that can help a child start to understand the concept of their body and what their body parts are. So while you're singing this song with your child, make sure that you're pointing to your body parts and have your child to imitate you while singing the song as well. Tip number 2 is to use everyday routines. So things like dressing and bath time are perfect opportunities to start incorporating teaching about body parts. So for example, while your child is taking a bath, you can say things like, "Oh, let's wash your tummy," and put the washcloth on their tummy, or "Let's wash your hands," and put the soap between their hands. This way they start to associate the name of the body part with their actual body part. Incorporating this into their daily routines makes learning this skill more natural. Tip number 3 is to play pointing games. So you can play games such as point to your ear and see if they can point to your ear, or point to mommy's ear and see if they can point to your ear. Make it very fun and interactive and get very excited when they get it right. Tip number 4 is to use books or pictures. Books with pictures of babies or pictures of animals is a great way to teach your toddler about body parts. Point to the body parts on the pictures and always relay it back to your child. So for example, let's say you have a picture of an elephant. You can say, "Oh, look, there's the elephant's foot. Can you point to the elephant's foot?" And then after they point to the elephant's foot, you can say, "Oh, can you point to your foot?" Or "Can you point to daddy's foot?" So remember, repetition is key. And a lot of children are visual learners. So being able to pair the language piece with that visual representation will help your child to remember these body parts even more. Tip number 5 is to use mirror play. Now, I don't know one toddler who does not love looking at themselves in a mirror. So give your child a mirror, let them see their reflection, and then you can start incorporating these teaching ideas for body parts. So have them look in the mirror and say, "Oh, where are your eyes, or where's your mouth, and have them start to point to it. Now, obviously, if it's their first time, they may not quite understand the concept just yet. So you can still put the mirror in front of them, and you could take their own hand and say, oh, there's your eyes, there's your nose, there's your mouth, and start giving them that visual feedback and pairing it with that language component as well. Tip number 6 is to play with toys or dolls. Using dolls or stuffed animals can be a great way to teach this skill. So for example, let's say your child has a doll. You can say, oh, let's brush the baby's hair, or let's wash the baby's hands. So you can incorporate some pretend play with also teaching about body parts. And tip number 7 is to incorporate some interactive and fun games. So for example, you can play a game of Simon Says. So Simon says, touch your knees. Simon says, touch your head. Simon says, touch your nose. You get the idea. But having a game that's more fun and interactive is another great way to jog your child's memory and have them start to identify and recognize all of their body parts. So now that you know about these fun activities that you can use at home to teach your child about their body parts, let me also give you 4 quick reminders. Number 1, repetition is key. Toddlers learn through repetition, so the more you practice, the faster they'll learn. Number 2 is keep it fun. Use a playful tone and keep it fun. Keep it as a game. Toddlers learn the best through play, so make sure you are playing while you are also teaching about these body parts. Tip number 3 is to be patient. Remember, every child learns and develops at their own pace, so celebrate the small wins along the way. And tip number 4 is don't underestimate the power of positive reinforcement. So every time your child identifies their body part correctly, give them lots of praise and make sure you verbally express to them like, you did a great job with telling me where your nose is, or I love how you can show me where your eyes are. So a lot of times children thrive off of praise, so make sure you're incorporating that as well. So when should you seek help if you notice that your child is not quite identifying their body parts just yet? Well, around the age of 24 months or 2 years of age, most children should be able to identify at least a few body parts. But if you're noticed that around that age your child is not able to identify any body parts, or they're not really even responding when you are trying to teach this concept, even through songs or books or anything like that, maybe that would be the perfect time to reach out to your pediatrician, or reach out to a pediatric occupational therapist, or even a pediatric speech therapist to give you more clarity and guidance with your child. Also remember the importance of early intervention. If your child is under the age of 3, your state should be able to provide early intervention services as needed if your child is showing any type of developmental delay. So let me know in the comments below, which of these strategies are you going to try, or if you have another strategy that has worked, that has really helped your child learn their body parts, please share it in the comments below, as we often have parents and caregivers and other therapists tuning in to learn the best strategies to help with the children that they love and work with. And if you want to learn more about how to teach your child how to share, make sure you watch this next video.